Hey everyone, my name is Julie Henderson. First of all, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your night to hop on this webinar tonight. I know that you guys are all really, really busy. Hopefully you guys aren't too snowed in. I'm up in Buffalo, New York, and we just got dumped on again today, and I'm so over it. It's so cold. But anyways, so I see you guys found the chat. Hop on over to the chat on the right-hand side. We're going to give everybody a couple more minutes to hop on. So hop over there. Let us know your name, where you're from, and the coach who invited you to. So I also have two friends with me here today. I have Bethany and Laura. They're both going to be sharing their amazing stories as well. So let's see who we've got so far. Oh, I can only go so far down. I can't see all of the comments so far. But we've got Eric, who was sent by Bethany. That's awesome. Hey, Kathy. Christina is invited by Bethany. Alyssa is here from Amanda Enright. Oh, awesome. Amanda's a great coach. Let me see. Who else do we have? Oh, I can't even keep up with the chats. Another Bethany, Kristen Verbillis. Hey, Melissa. Awesome, 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 awesome. So I'm glad you guys found this. Oh, a couple people were invited by Chastity. Ken's on here. The one by Jen Dicey. I actually saw Jen Dicey snowblowing today. It was really funny. I was driving down the road and there was like this snowblower that had like this huge like shield on the front of it, and it was like there was just. I mean, if you guys live in Buffalo, you know like we got dumped on today, and I was driving down the road freezing, and I'm like, oh, that looks like it sucks. And then I looked at the rearview mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, I think that was Jen's house, and it was Jen. So she was getting her done. All right, we'll just give everybody a couple more minutes to hop on. Oh, Veronica's in Alabama. It's got to be so much warmer there. Hi, Amber. All right. So yeah, we'll give everybody a couple more minutes to hop on. But we're going to get this started really, really soon. But if anything happens to the volume, if anything happens to, if you can't hear anything, if it says it's buffering, just sit tight. We don't anticipate any problems, but you never know with technology. I've had weirder things happen on webinars. So before I got into this, like I never ever thought I would have like a business that I run from a computer. Like I knew how to type and I knew how to use Facebook, and that was about it. So yeah, technology isn't always my best friend. So, but yeah, cut off distractions. We are going to go through. We're going to jam pack everything. Laura and I are going to share how we got coaching, how we all came together on the same team. We're going to kind of do like a quick run through of basically what we do as coaches, what you can expect from our team, and then at the end we're going to open it up to Q&A. I'm also going to touch on the 21-day fix a little bit today too, because that just came out today, came out a couple hours ago. So I know everybody is super excited about that too. So let me go ahead and get this party started. Now, I am not going to be able to see the chats while I have my screen share going. So if I miss any chats, then that is why. Okay, let me get this going. And Laura and Bethany, can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Perfect. Then I'm going to be here tonight. You were invited by somebody. Somebody saw something in you. Somebody thought that you may be able to benefit from coaching, from what our team has to offer. And so I really want you to thank that person. Coaching has completely changed my life. I would not be where I am today without coaching, and if I hadn't found out about coaching and become a coach. So my name, for those that missed it, I know I talk really fast, sorry guys. My name is Julie Henderson, and I have been a coach for, it's going to be 3 years this coming April. I'm a 5-star Diamond Elite Beachbody coach. There are only about, I think it's like 0.1% of the company are elite coaches, and so I was just Just got that title this year, which is pretty exciting. But other than that, like, I'm just really a normal person. I've been married 11 years. It's my husband, Scott, in that picture right there. And I always struggled with my weight. As long as I can remember, I was always the yo-yo dieter. I had tried every diet out there. I had done Weight Watchers, where I was literally eating baked Cheetos and Diet Mountain Dew, losing weight, but it clearly was not healthy. I did Atkins, where I was eating nothing but chicken wings. I was the typical yo-yo dieter, but also yo-yo with my workouts. I would work out if I was going on vacations. I'd work out in the summer, and I would months weigh up to 25 pounds sometimes each year. And it was really, it doesn't make you feel good. If you are on this and you are a yo-yoer, and your weight does go up and down, like, it doesn't make you feel good. And I was definitely unhappy and embarrassed by it. After I was in high school, I went away to college. 2 weeks later, came right home and enrolled in a local school. And over the next about 3 years, I changed my major probably 5 times. I was great in school. I just had no idea what I wanted to do. So after that, I ended up dropping out, and I took a job working for General Motors. And it was a great paying job. I had great benefits, but I was going to go absolutely crazy. My last job there, I literally had a piece of plastic in front of me. I drilled 8 screws, and I pushed it to the side. I was there 6 years to the day before I left. When I was working there, I was swing shift, midnights, crazy holidays, crazy overtime. We had mandatory overtime, and I was just going, there was no way that I could see myself working there any longer than I had to. I mean, there were mornings where I would cry before I went to work because I was just so unhappy there. So like I said, I worked there 6 years to the day, and I quit. And I was happy. I knew that there was more out there. So I obviously took a huge pay cut. I went back to school. I started, I'm a big animal lover, so I went back to school, and while I was going to school, I was a dog groomer. I ended up going to school for my aesthetics license, and then I got my nail tech license, and also my massage therapy license. So if any of you guys who are on the call are in the spa business, cosmetologists, massage therapists, estheticians, anything, you're sold this, like, lifestyle when you start to go to school for that. You're told that you're going to be your own boss, you're going to be able to make your own hours, doing something that you love, and making a great income. And then you get out of school, and what you realize is it takes you years and years and years to build up your clientele. You are most likely still working for somebody. You are not given the freedom that you were promised. You still have to work for somebody, ask off time. You're working around other people's schedules, so you are working nights and holidays, and you're not earning what they said that you were going to be earning. So it was during that time that I actually found out about coaching. So just to backtrack a little bit, I had bought P90X after seeing an infomercial, and for 2 years I did it by myself in my basement with no support. I was given a free coach. Once you hit a certain and my coach never reached out to me. So for 2 years I did P90X by myself, and then after that 2 years, that's when I found out that coaches were real people. I met somebody who was coaching, got to talking to her, found out that coaches were real people, and found out that I could become a coach. So during the time when I was doing P90X, I was using Facebook to keep myself accountable. I was posting my workouts, people were asking me what I was doing for my results, and I was basically already coaching. So when I found out that I could become a coach, I was like, okay, so it's doing what I'm already doing. I get a discount on what I'm already buying. I can earn a commission from doing it too. And I'm like, there has to be something to this. Like this, it's got to be too good to be true. So I researched the crap out of it. Went through the P&Ps, and there was nothing. I even found out that if I signed up and like quit. I was finishing up massage school. I was working full-time, going to school full-time, studying for my state boards. Over the past few years after leaving my job, I had built up quite a bit of debt between school loans and credit cards. And I just knew that I needed to become a coach. I knew that it was exactly what I needed, and so I signed up. I got Les Mills Pump, the challenge pack. I put it on a credit card, and I just did it. I just ran with it. So a year after coaching, I ended up completely out of the blue losing my job at the spa that I was working at. And that would have been, without coaching, completely devastating, because I was working full-time. And without that income coming in from coaching, like it would have completely crushed myself and my family. Because it would take that and use that as my sign to start coaching full-time. So I've been a full-time coach ever since. My husband was at his job for 22 years, and he was absolutely miserable. He was starting to get like the Sunday night blues where, Sunday nights you could really tell he was not excited about going back to work. Same thing with vacations, like the end of a vacation. He was starting to get really, upset with knowing that his time was coming to an end where he would have to go back to work. And so just this last August, after 22 years, he was able to leave his full-time job, and we both now work full-time from home as coaches. We get to travel all over the place. Beachbody has sent us to Disney. They sent us on a cruise. We've been to Vegas a few times with Beachbody, Arizona, California. We're going to we're all host first retreat for the Dunning Coaches team, so we are sweeping them away and taking them to Virginia Beach them the whole time. While they would have been able to do this without coaching, and so you're going to hear throughout this webinar just how much coaching changes people's lives, but it really does. It's absolutely amazing just what you can do from helping people and sharing what you're doing. So that is a little bit about my story. Next up is Bethany. Now, Bethany comes from totally different background as I. She is a teacher and doing this full time, and so she's going to share a little about her story and what makes her story so unique. So Bethany, go ahead and take it away.
All right, thank you, Julie. So I have been coaching since May of this past year, so almost 9 months now. I'm an Emerald Rank coach, which I'm really proud of. So a little bit more background on me. I have been married for, I guess, almost 6 years now. I have 2 little boys, Brennan and Cole. They'll be 3 and 4 in the spring, so they're barely 13 months apart. I teach full-time middle school science, which I absolutely love. It's my dream job. And I also teach 2 nights a week at a local college, a bio lab too. So I am a bird nerd, as you can see with some of my pictures. I love to have fun. So I did a lot of bird banding and things in college, which is really fun, and that's kind of what drove me into the science field and want to share my passion for that with my students. So that's why most of my pictures are really goofy, because that's just my personality. I was always very athletic growing up. I played soccer and basketball and, always outside and running around. But I remember like sitting, in my bathing suit in the summertime in high school and being like, I just want to get, in shape. And I didn't know what to do. My mom had done Weight Watchers, so I tried that with her, and it just nothing. I was never getting the results I wanted. So, I had my kids. I got married, then had kids shortly thereafter, and I figured, well, I found out I was pregnant with my second when my first was just 4 months old. So I figured, well, this is going to be it. Let's, forget the bikinis. I'm done. I was playing soccer over the summers after the kids, and I just totally slowed down, and I was really frustrated with myself. So after I, gave birth to Cole, my second, I tried every diet I swear out there. You should see my collection of books from, how to lose weight quickly, or all these different approaches. And it'd work for 2 weeks, and then I'd be done. So I was just getting more and more frustrated. So it was funny because a teacher friend of mine was going to an event in in April this past year, and it was a Teacher Get Fit and Healthy Club. So I'm like, okay, let me check that out, and that's where I found my coach Kelly. And I remember like messaging her at like 6:30 in the morning right before my kids woke up on a Saturday, saying like, what's the deal with this, and what kind of group is this? And she told me about the 21-day fix, and I was thinking to myself, how am I going to sneak the credit card from the living room back into my bedroom so I can order the fix without my husband knowing? Because I was coming to summertime, I wasn't going to get paid, and money was tight. We were selling our house, we were building a new house, and it was just like, every penny that came in we knew, and every penny that came out we knew. So I ordered it. I told him maybe 8 hours later. He was like, what are you doing? I said, well, I can give my money back if it doesn't work and whatever. So 8 months later, here I am. And then, coming into summer, this is the first summer I said, when I finally have a full-time job, I'm not working. I want to stay home with my boys and raise them. I had worked every summer, as far as I can remember. And this is, I wanted to be home. So we were like, okay, well, I got to pick up more tutoring jobs, or I got to find something else part-time. And everything I was going through, it's like, okay, well, I got to leave the house to do that then. I'm going to miss time with them here. It's going to be minimum wage somewhere. And it just, none of the options came up, good for either of us. Evan was looking for part-time too, but he was already putting in 50 hours a week. So Kelly approached me about coaching after I finished my first round of the fix, and I said, I don't know. My husband's really, again, the money thing. So it took us a week or two to really sit down and talk about it, and I said, I really think I can do this. And so I kind of took a leap of faith. We talked about it. Evan was kind of on board, but I'm like, you know what? I have this gut feeling it's going to work. And I wanted a discount anyway. I'm like, I'm going to be saving money on my stuff regardless. So I signed up. I told him again. He's like, what are you doing? But, this was the first summer that I could be with my boys every day, help people reach their goals, help people feel amazing, and get a paycheck every single week. And to me, it was so important because, I'm sorry, I was part-time. I was a part-time teacher for 3 years. So, part-time at 33% of a teacher's salary was basically nothing. I was driving 45 minutes to get there every day. So, to me, to contribute to my family, to better myself, better other people, and then have that financial contribution to my family was huge for me. So, this has just given me such an amazing opportunity to kind of share with everybody and help everybody and, be home with my kids, which is what I wanted to do. So, I just have so much more energy. I remember before all of this, if I came home from work and I couldn't get my nap in because my boys woke up early, I was really crabby. I was not a very nice person to be around. So, exercising and eating right, like who knew? And what makes this so successful and what I love about this and why I had like no questions signing on was because we have the support system. Like I knew that if I was having a bad week, I could be like, hey guys, like help me out. And then I have a team of people around me to say, it's okay, get back on the bandwagon and go from there. I can't tell you how important it has been for me, just helping people realize that you can live a long life. Health is one of the one things that we can control for the most part, at least what we put into our bodies, and why not have that long-lasting life with your kids, to see your kids grow up, to be there for when they have grandkids and so on and so forth. So, I am so thrilled with everything, and I feel like I'm just a whole new person. I'm so much more positive. It's reflected into my teaching. Like I have more energy to keep up with my middle schoolers, which Lord knows they can, run people ragged some days, but it's just so much fun. And it's just, it's a balancing act some days, but when you love something so much, it's not a big deal. Like it doesn't feel like it's a second job. It doesn't feel like I have to go out and take time away from my family. So, I am just so thrilled, and I'm just so blessed to be part of this team because it truly has been life-changing in every aspect of my life.
Oh, so inspiring. Absolutely amazing. Like your own little section. I love it.
Thank you.
Go ahead and go to Laura's story. Now, Laura is also a teacher. and teaching back, and such her amazing story. She got started with coaching. It has impacted her entire family's life. So Laura, go right ahead.
Okay. My name is Laura. I'm down in North Carolina, and as you can see, I'm an Emerald coach, which is something I've been really proud of. I am somebody similar to Bethany, as well as Julie, with the yo-yo dieting and problems with weight throughout my adult life in particular. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I also just want to talk about my journey, which has been amazing with Beachbody. So I would say prior to having my son Logan in 2000, I was skinny, but I wasn't what you would consider fit by any means. And then when I got pregnant, I used that as like the free ticket to eat whatever I want and as much as I wanted. And I gained an incredible amount of weight, tipping the scale at over 180, which was way too large for me and way too unhealthy. And after I had him, I had a C-section, and so you hear everybody say, when you have a C-section, you're never going to get your abs back. And you take all of these sayings about, well, I'm a mom, and that's just how it is, and you excuse away your own health. And you do that in the name of being a busy mom, and yet being a busy mom is exactly the reason you should be working out and doing something healthy for you. I know that when I was younger, especially as a teacher, it was very easy, being very busy, to go without a meal until dinner time. So lots of times I would not have breakfast, maybe have 5 or 6 Cokes throughout my morning, hopefully be able to run to the restroom at lunch if I got a break. And so, you know, I had a really unhealthy relationship with food, and I was not doing anything to move my body. I too bought lots of diet books. I did Weight Watchers, and boy, I could make Weight Watchers work so that I could save up my points for the end of the day, and I could drink beer and eat wings, and I was still in my points. And so like Julie had said earlier, I was losing weight sometimes. I definitely wasn't doing it the right way, and that's just, you know, that's not a long-term solution to a long-term problem. Now, I taught senior English, and I taught for over 16 years. And I did that because I'm a natural nurturer. I'm somebody who loves to help people, and I like to motivate, and I like to inspire, and I like being able to be creative. So teaching, especially teaching English, was a really wonderful area for me, and I enjoyed being a leader. And so as department chair, I would teach young teachers how to do things, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing all of that. However, in reflecting, and I've done a lot of reflecting over the past 5 years, one thing I realized is that I was doing a lot of parenting of other people's kids, and I wasn't being present for my own child. And that was a really hard pill to swallow. When I got separated in 2010, it was ugly, and I got very depressed and had to deal with a lot of anxiety. And I went on what I call my divorce diet because I was so depressed. I lost so much weight, and my body looked awesome. I was very happy with how it looked, but again, I didn't get there in a healthy way. And so, just like we have depression, weight loss, or weight gain, when you get happy, lots of times I find you put the weight back on. And so I met a wonderful man in 2011, and we fell hard and fast for each other and combined our families together. He has 2 boys and I have 1, so together we have 3 teenagers in the house. And we didn't fit in either of our current houses, so we packed up, loaded up, and moved into a new one. And the addition of sports and all of the things that you do as a mom after school for kids added a great level of stress. And I was also coming home miserable and angry from work because the Common Core, when it came in, the trainings that we had to do were really frustrating. And I was having to teach other teachers about something I truly did not feel was what was good for kids, I was just in a very bad spot. And then I had a high school friend post about a 90-day commitment in Beachbody. And I thought, you know what? I'm miserable. I hate how I look. I hate how I feel. This is something that maybe I can do that I can control. So I reached out to my friend, and I bought P90X. I bought Brazil Butt Lift. And I did it. And I couldn't believe I did it. And I felt incredible. And so I was so proud of myself. And that led to me wanting to do for others what coaching has done for me. So I became a coach, but at first I was a discount coach. And I say at first because I became a coach. Yep, something did happen. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, great. So anyway, I became a discount coach in 2012, and I was still coming home, and I was still raving and complaining about work. And my husband said, "Why don't you quit?" And I was like, "I can't do that." And he was like, "Of course you can," which was really empowering and loving, and has given me some opportunities that I've needed for my own personal growth in the past couple of years. So I went back to grad school thinking that I still knew what my future was, and coaching was just something that was going to be on the side. But the further I got into my degree, the more I realized how much I would be sacrificing if I became a professor of English literature, because I would miss these last formative years that my kids are here at the house. So I was kind of at a crossroads, and another thing that has happened for me in particular that makes me very passionate about health is my mother's had very serious health issues over the past couple of years. And in particular, she has something called fatty liver disease. It's kind of like cirrhosis, but she's not a drinker, so it doesn't come from that. What it comes from is processed food and crap. And it comes from, you know, back in the 50s when they started to make things more convenient for the working women of the world. They created a storm that we're now having to deal with, and it makes me angry and it makes me sad. And it makes it very personal for me. It makes it very real. She's 65, but she's only 65, and I do not want to participate anymore in the trend of obesity that's going on. My kids are my why, and I know God's in control when I leave this world, but I have some control too, and so this is one of the ways that I do it. Beachbody's awesome. This team is awesome. It's empowering. It surrounds you with people who are supportive, who, even though they may live across the country and you've never physically met them, you may feel closer to them than you do your next door neighbor. And the power of the support and accountability that we have within our team is absolutely amazing. So in December, I had this nagging feeling, and I decided that instead of just being the discount coach, I was going to do something with my business. And so just in the past couple of months, I've started Going, which is how I earned my Emerald rank, and how I am now able to be at home, be here for my kids when they get off the bus and they come in and they want to talk about their day. I'm here and I'm able to be present with them, and I'm able to run to soccer, and sometimes I'm able to run and kick that ball around with them. It's an amazing thing. So somebody asked a question about a month ago, and it's where I really got my passion going again. What are you passionate about? And what are you good at? And where are you going? Do you know where you're going? And are you surrounding yourself with people that are empowering and supportive of what you want? Having a path and having a vision and support to dream big and then go after that dream is absolutely incredible, and that's what we have in Team Pure Synergy. So I am so thankful for such a life-changing experience, for friends that I know are lifelong friends and for improving my health and the health of my friends and family and everybody I come across as a coach, because there are a lot of people out there like me. There are a lot of people who thought they couldn't get better, and I'm proven now that you can. So that's my story.
Awesome. Julia's trying to get back on. She got kicked off for whatever reason. The webinar must not like her in technology. So she's working on that now, and hopefully we'll get the slides back up so that we can go through kind of what Beachbody is all about and give you guys kind of a taste of what we do in terms of, you know, more concrete day-to-day things. So I think we need some like interlude music. But I loved your part of your story, Laura, where you were saying about the, you know, ending the trend of obesity and, you know, how we're all just kind of getting fed up with the diseases that we're coming in contact with every day. And like my, you know, I can relate to that because my family has a very long history of heart disease and, you know, everything along those lines. My grandfather missed my mom, his daughter's wedding because he was in the hospital with a heart attack. And, you know, I just think about